When I got the call that I had gotten at Sundance, my first reaction was, really? And I chuckled because I didn't believe that, I knew that I wanted to enter it, but I never expected in a million years to get in. My name is Sam Pollard, and my film, Slavery by Another Name, is playing in the U.S. documentary competition at the 2012 Sundance Film Festival. Slavery by Another Name is a 90-minute documentary based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning book written by a gentleman named Douglas Blackman. And what he did in that book and what we're doing in that film is looking at the African-American experience in the South after the Civil War, and how even though the Emancipation Proclamation had said black people were free, over the next 100 years, there was still some sort of involuntary servitude, chain gangs, working in coal mines, where black people really suffered through the same kind of stuff they had gone through during the years of slavery. As much as I know about African American history, this was a perspective and an angle in history that no one had ever really heard about before. So I thought it would be the type of book that could really be translated into a film that could be compelling, it could be emotionally engaging, and it could be historically relevant. Always when you're doing a historical doc, you always know you're going to rely on stills, you're going to rely on archival footage, you're going to rely on illustrations, you're going to rely on newspaper headlines. So we were trying to figure out how to take this to another level. So I kind of knew immediately that reenactments was going to be the way to go. Now the challenge about reenactments in documentaries is create them in a way that they don't look cheesy. They don't look, and we just sort of say, okay, we'll get somebody to throw a shirt on them, put them in a field, and that's a reenactment. And I've done those, so we didn't want to do that again. So we really want to make sure that we figured out how to give them the kind of flavor and quality that you see in a feature film, a narrative feature film. I want people to walk away thinking and understanding that the idea of American history is much more complicated than how we are usually presented with it. I also think this film has a real value because, for many of us, we're in the age of Obama, right? The first black president of the United States. Now, some people would like to think that because we have the first black president of the United States, that racism no longer exists. This film is important for people to realize that for every step of the way where African Americans achieve something, racism still did exist.